Hey everybody, Why So Wookie here. In this video we've got a couple of things to look at today. First off, we're going to take a look at Karakin, what my impressions of the map are so far after playing it for a while, what I think they could potentially do to make it better, and what I think is currently the best parts of the map. After that, we're going to take a look at the new glider over on Erangel on the PTS and have a look at that. And then finally, we're going to go through the contest winners for the Pubg 3rd anniversary skins. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, consider liking and subscribing. Right, so first off, straight off the bat, Karakin, I think it's pretty good looking map. I like the building layouts. I think the buildings look really good. And when you're traveling through like the fields and stuff, just like how the rocks are positioned and the hills and there's little fences and stuff, it's just a well built map. Also, there's the underground areas as well, which are pretty good, which you access using the new sticky bomb feature, which I think is great. They can also be used as like a cheap grenade as well to throw, which is also like a dual use from. But they're not like overpowered or anything. You can't just lay them down and then wait for a guy to walk past. As soon as you throw it, there's like 5 seconds or something, then it blows up, and there's a little like tune, which is good. The underground tunnels are pretty good. There's some underground tunnels that just go directly down and there's like a little loot room, and then there's a couple that connect to like an underground passageway. I've been down there a few times. I've not memorised the layout yet, but I mean, at one point there's an underground and you're swimming under the water and stuff, trying to get the loot without drowning, which is all pretty good. Yeah, the building layouts are pretty good. So far, when I've been playing, I've just like landed at big town, whatever, and just tried to land at different big towns, and I landed at the cargo ship as well, just to go to the big towns. They're not as busy as you'd think. I think a lot of people currently in the PTS are landing to try and get into the tunnels and get the Mark 14 that's down there. So it might change once it hits the live servers and people are more used to it. But at the minute, when I've landed at the cities and the cargo ship, there's like one other team, or there's no other team. So we'll see what happens there. So you're not really obstructed for loot. Which brings me to my next point, the loot. You tend to get weapons fine, but I mean, you're a lucky man if you find a 2-scope. I think the best scope I've seen is a 3-scope. I'm not even sure if you can have better than that, which can be quite frustrating. I just wish the 3-scopes were a bit more spawning about, because I mean, I got to a crate, I had an AWM and I had like a holographic on it, and it's just like, come on now. As for the buildings themselves, they have a new feature, well, a couple of new features. So some of the walls you can throw the sticky bombs at and blast entry. So if you was like breaching a team in a building, it can create some new opportunities. And then some of the walls in there are like drywall, which you can shoot through, which adds like another bit of tactical gameplay there, which is pretty good. There's also no vehicles on Karakin. I've not really scoured the coastline to find out if there's jet skis or boats, but in terms of land vehicles, there's none. I think a way that they could potentially improve this, I mean, I assume that the rings and the blue zone are going to get balanced at some point, because I mean, currently the official ring basically covers the entire map, so I think that's a bit too big. They should just add like motorbikes in, and that's it. Or they could add a new vehicle like a quad bike, make it a bit slower, but better for over the rocks or whatever, and then it'd be a bit unique for the map, which would be pretty cool. Currently in the PTS, we've not got the missile launcher or the RPG or whatever. Now, obviously, that's going to be a new thing for PUBG. We don't know whether it's going to be in a crate yet, or just like a really rare spawn, or it might be just down in the underground thing, or whatnot. But having an RPG in a map with no vehicles kind of takes away what I would imagine would have been the funnest part, shooting the vehicle with it and watching it blow up. Which seems like a strange choice, because otherwise, the only purpose for it really is blasting holes out of buildings and stuff like that. Another thing as well, talking about blasting holes out of buildings, the new black zone. I prefer it like way better than the red zone. It destroys buildings, it changes the layout. It doesn't hit the same villages every game, and there's a big loud siren, when it's going to do it. So that creates like an audible distraction when you're fighting and stuff, which is pretty cool. Talking about the sounds, I just feel like the sound balance in this map is really weird, especially when planes are going over for the crate, because the plane seems to go like at 1 mile an hour. So it feels like for minutes on end you can hear the plane flying over and you can't hear a damn thing. Also, the sticky bomb explosion as well. We tested it in our squad, and someone threw one at a wall at the other side of the town, and it sounded like it was right in the building. So I think that needs a little bit of balance. But other than that, the weapons and that are sounding great. One thing that we've not had yet, which I assume will probably come later in the season, is like a unique weapon for the Karakin map. I hope it's not just the RPG, because you're not going to get that very often. Hopefully they get their own assault rifle or whatever. They do have the Win 94 on Karakin as well, so it's no longer exclusive to Miramar. It's on Karakin and Miramar, so I feel like the Win 94 is going to become a bit of a meta, because it comes with a 2.7 scope automatically, which saves you having to scour for one of those, and it's essentially a bullet action then, isn't it? But you can shoot a bit quicker. And that's about it for the Karakin. They're my impressions so far. I'm really enjoying the map. Can't wait for it to hit the live servers. I think I've probably played like 10-ish games now. I've had a couple of chicken dinners on there. We actually won our very first game on there. I've only played in squad so far, so I'm not quite sure if... I don't think you can play duos on the PTS, but I think you might be able to play solos. So I'm not sure if the dynamic will change in those modes, but we'll have to wait and see for that. But yeah, Karakin's looking good so far. A couple of tweaks, and it's going to be a great map. Right, next up, we'll have a look at the glider. So, the glider, I've only experienced it on Erangel so far. I think they took Miramar and Vikendi off the PTS, as far as I know, so you can get them. But the only other map that the glider is on as of yet is Miramar. But yeah, so, I mean, from my opinion, the glider is the most fun in a vehicle in PUBG to date. We had an absolute whale of a time. It was just so much fun. I think the glider itself, it handles quite well. It seems fair. It doesn't go so fast it's overpowered. When we did get shot at, when we were flying from the main island over to the military island, because that's the way the map went, we did get shot at nearish to the bridge. And, we probably took about 20% damage or so, which felt reasonable for the amount of bullets that hit us, which is good. I'm unsure if there's brakes on it when you're trying to land it, because twice we landed, and we just had to kind of like wait for it to slow down. Anybody knows any different to that, then please comment below and let me know. We did also come up with a great idea, but we've not actually managed to put it into practice yet, and it was, if you was in like a duo or something, you could all loot as many grenades as possible, and then give them to the second guy, and then you're essentially like a bomber plane, which would be quite cool. We've not tried it out yet, because we might just get shot down really easily, but we're going to give that a go. I've not actually tried shooting at someone in one yet. I've not had the opportunity, but like I said, we took decent shots, so hopefully when you get to shoot one, I want to shoot one out of the air. But I do know when you get shot out of the air, or even if you're in it or you're shooting them down, it blows up the engine. It doesn't blow up the plane, so the players don't die. They just gradually glide back down to the land. So if you blow their engine, you can see which way they're going for the landing, and then try and meet them on the ground. However, I'm not sure what's happened if, say, you shot them above a load of trees and they hit a tree on the way down. That might kill them. But yeah, it really fun. We did a couple of tricks in it. I flew under a bridge, and that was daring. We took off and landed a couple of times. Ended up actually landing on the airfield in the military base, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, really enjoying the glider. I think it's a great addition to PUBG, and it's just going to change that dynamic a bit. Usually when you're shooting at vehicles on PUBG, you're shooting at ground and eye level, whereas this is just going to give you that other element to be aware of, which is going to be pretty good. Now, the final bit of information in this video is going to be the contest winners for the third anniversary skin contest. So the ones that we ended up getting was the pink and teal M416, the pink hoodie with like a question mark on it, and a red parachute with design on it. So shout out to these guys who designed these. They all did a great job. I think out of these three, I voted for the parachute. I don't think I voted for either of those, but I really liked the parachute. Both of these are great skins. It was really hard to choose between them. They're all good. But in terms of the parachute and how the voting landed, these were the contestants. I think I voted for the one with the waves on, to be fair, but it was between these two when I was voting, to be honest, which is good. So I'm glad that we got either of them, which is nice. And it won by a margin of 8%. The hoodie, I voted for the orange one, so it was only a difference of 1%. So it's what it is. These are all free skins at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm happy with the result there as well. And then the M416, I can't actually remember which one I voted for. It was either this orange and one here, or it was this one. So my M4 did nowhere near well. But the one that actually won by quite a massive margin. And that's it. So I think they said these were coming. When did they say these were coming? Yeah, I'm not sure it says here, actually. I seem to remember April for some reason. I'm sure they'll update us again. Yeah, we'll keep that one. All right. Oh, March 23rd. Okay. Further details will be announced later on. So they're going to give them us on March 23rd or around that time. It'll probably coincide with the update of that time, which is fine. So we've not got too long, just a month or so away. And that's it. So that's all the info for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing to see more. Wookie, out.